Welcome to Defender of Man After Dark. This is a very different time of day in which I usually do these videos. And that's because creative expression cares little for time. See, I was driving to wherever it is I usually go, and I was thinking to myself, a lot of people hold a really limiting belief in their minds. A really damaging thought runs through people's heads, especially if they're the constant doom scrollers, like I tend to be sometimes. They get stuck in these ego traps, these self-righteous, moral high ground positions where they think to themselves, thank God I'm not like one of these rich people. Thank God I'm struggling. Thank God I'm in this virtuous poverty that I find myself in. I might be struggling to pay the bills, but hey, at least I'm not like that Elon Musk fella. And fair enough, at least you're not like that Elon Musk fella. Who knows how much of his soul he had to sell to be the first trillionaire in recorded, well, not recorded history, but the first trillionaire in this country's history. Augustus Caesar was the richest man on earth. He is the richest in human history ever recorded. But when it comes to insane levels of wealth, you could say, yeah, there's a moral limit. You could say there's no moral way to be a billionaire or a trillionaire. But our minds take it pretty far, if you ask me. I see, especially if you go into comment sections, especially if you hear the average opinion in especially a blue state. The average opinion of a rich person. At least the average opinion that people have of a rich person. They think, man, this guy, why can't this guy give me some money? Why can't he help the poor? You don't know, he could be helping the poor. Why can't I have what he or she has? Am I not worthy enough? A lot of people will take a moral high ground in their poverty. A lot of people will think to themselves, yeah, well, I may be struggling to pay my bills, but at the very least I'm not one of these hoity-toity rich folk. And to that I say, be careful. Be very, very careful. When we discuss mental engineering on this channel, when we talk about the mindset we need to be in to have the type of success that we want to have, this is bar none one of the biggest limiting beliefs I see. Especially if you're a doom scroller, especially if you're one of these types that looks at all the cartoonishly evil things that the mega rich do and think to yourself, my God, what the horrors. It's a very paralyzing thing, just looking at all the horrors. First of all, it's not wise to focus on others when you're building exorbitant amounts of wealth. We all want wealth. We don't need to be rich, per se. It would be very nice to be rich. I would love to be rich. I could say that I am rich. My bills are paid. There's food on my table every night. I have a refrigerator. I have a working oven. That's more than can be said for a lot of people in this world. And that's where we need to recognize just how rich we actually are. If you're watching this, you're likely in the top 1% of the world. Lots of people would kill for the device that you're watching this video on. So the second you start to get self-righteous about your position compared to other people's wealth and how much they're supposed to be spending on the poor, stop and think. You're not in an impoverished country. You're not going there spreading your great fortune, your USD, compared to everyone else's buying power. You may be poor here but rich somewhere else. You may be struggling here, but like I said, rich somewhere else. It's a very large pit to go down, poverty, isn't it? But I'm here to tell you it's not virtuous. There's nothing morally right about being poor. Just because you have money doesn't mean you did something nefarious to get it. Now look, I know some dude in a black cloak in the middle of the night is telling you this, but bear with me here. Hear me out on this. Having wealth is not inherently bad. It's not inherently evil. You have to extract this thought from your mind if you wish to get anywhere. Wealth is not evil. It simply is. Poverty is not good. It's not morally virtuous. It just is what it is. When you see your family struggling, when you see your parents struggling to pay bills, does it feel morally virtuous that you can't help them? Does it feel right that you're in the same situation? Does it feel right that in any given medical emergency you would be in deep shit, for lack of a better word? And let's say you have wealth. Let's say you're a wealthy person watching this. When you treat people to dinners, which you should be doing, when you help people out, when you help your family out, when you get people out of terrible situations, when you give back, when you enrich your own life and the life of those around you, do you think, oh man, I wish I was broke? Oh man, I wish all this moral conundrum swimming through my head, I really wish I could just let go of all this material wealth and be poor. Do you really have that thought? If you do, then, by all means, give some of your wealth to good causes. Give it to charity. Give it to your family. Help someone back on their feet. There's no shortage of struggling people. I'm a firm believer that you get wealth when God, or the universe, or whatever you want to call it, believes you're ready. And part of being ready is, one, you're mentally ready. You can handle the extra responsibility. You can handle all sorts of people flocking to you and going, oh my God, you're on a higher vibration. You're so attractive. I want your money. You ever see those people who get rich and then their entire family goes, yes, we're rich? It happens. When you get to that higher frequency, especially in wealth, all the demons come out. The devil plays as many tricks as it can on you. all of the opportunities to be terrible come about. That's why you see it. That's why you see so many morally bankrupt billionaires. That's why you see so much evil put out through the top 1%. They failed the test. God gave them all that wealth, thinking, I trust you to do the right thing with it. And they failed. And that weighs on their conscience. That's how you become rich but not wealthy. Wealth includes peace of mind. Wealth includes health. Wealth includes knowing that you put that currency towards the right thing. Money is a charge. That's why it's called currency. You don't have to be Saint Teresa. But you gotta prove to the universe that the money is in the right hands. Money isn't good or evil. Anyone who told you money is the root of all evil, they don't know what they're talking about. I personally think that phrase was made up by the 1% to make sure none of us try to get on their level. Money just is. It's up to you to decide whether it's good or bad. It's up to you and your character to decide whether you're going to do good or do evil with it. Money's an amplifier. Whatever you were before you got the money is only gonna get more amped up. It's only gonna be a bigger version when you're rich. Were you a gamer before you got rich? You're gonna be a big gamer. You're gonna have the top spec PC. You're gonna have the best VR headset. Gamers don't get rich and then suddenly give up their gaming. If you were an athlete, you're going to be a giga athlete. You're going to have the best diet, the best doctors, the best coaches, the best team. If you're an evil prick who likes controlling others, and you get your hands on a shit ton of money, well, you see what's already happened there. I fully believe I'm going to get wealthy. And I believe whoever's watching this has just as good a chance to get wealthy. And when you do what's right with it. That's all I got for you. Night, night.